What's up, everybody? It is Peaceful here. I got a kind of cool video here I wanted to go ahead and go through as we are getting into the October season. I wanted to go over a couple cards that I think are going to take move to the next level this month in Marvel Snap. Before we get into that, you know the deal. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me. Really helps out the channel. If you enjoy this content, you want to make sure you're not missing out on the new videos I got coming up. I'm planning on doing a lot more videos now, a lot more content. So let me know down in the comments what sort of videos you would like to see. If you want to see more of theory crafting stuff like we're about to go over today, let me know. If you want to see just more deck guides and stuff like that, let me know as well. So what we are going to talk about today are a couple cards in the month of October that I think are going to take move to the next level in Marvel Snap. Now, the first one I think needs no introduction because they really cover this really well in the video for the October season, and that is Elsa Bloodstone. So Elsa Bloodstone is a 2-cost, 2-power card that says if you play another card to fill a location, give it +3 power. Now this is really good with a couple of different things. I wanted to go ahead and go over. That first being Kitty Pride. That seems like the most obvious, right? You get a full lane, you can play Kitty Pride, rip, no more 2 power, but you still get that boost from Elsa Bloodstone every single turn as you play Kitty into that lane. So it's just really, really, really nice synergy there. The other things that I think they highlighted in the video quite well that I had been excited to try with are move cards, things like Nightcrawler and Jeff, things like Vision, things like even like Silk. You put Silk into a lane, and then maybe that you have another move card in, you move something out, you play something there to move Silk out. The card that you put there gets a buff, Silk moves out of the way. This gives you more room to play other cards to get those buffs. So there's going to be a lot of really good synergy. It's almost like it's like a really high powered Angela, right? So you can play Angela in that deck as well, right? So Angela, Elsa, yeah, Silk into Kitty or whatever it may be. You just play a combination of cards and you just start filling that lane up, bouncing stuff around, getting all those extra buffs. And you can turn Elsa into a 2-power, sometimes like 11, 14 power card, which is crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. So I know a lot of people have been kind of like, whatever on Elsa. I think Elsa is a hard card to just look at and see the power level that she's actually going to generate. But I think Elsa is kind of insane. I think they came in really high on the power level for her. I think that's why you saw a preemptive nerf to Kitty Pride, rip Kitty Pride. But I do think this deck is going to have a lot of legs, even if it isn't a move specific deck, just sort of like a very high tempo Elsa deck is just going to be really, really good. Super excited to try her out, but she's not the only card coming out this month that I think sneakily gives move a lot better, just power in general for certain cards like Craven and stuff. So that card is Werewolf by Night. It's a 3-cost, 3-power that says after you play an unrevealed card at another location, move there and gain +2 power. First, I just want to give a shout out to the second dinner team. This card's flavor is amazing. He is a werewolf. Every time someone comes in and makes noise, he's flying over there to get them. He's getting more and more powerful as he jumps around because he's getting more and more angry. It's just a cool, really cool, flavorful themed design for Werewolf by Night. But obviously, with any card that has the word move in it, in its description, it's going to have some synergies with the move strategy. So the first couple things I did want to highlight, I actually wanted to highlight something else. He's really good with things like goblins and Spider-Man, right? Because you can play a goblin into a lane. It is an on reveal. Then it's going to hop your Werewolf by Night over. You get some free power, plus you're clogging up your opponent's board. That's kind of a different deck that I am excited to sort of build around, and maybe I'll do a video on that one once the Werewolf by Night releases and kind of show you what my thoughts or what my ideas are for that one. But anything that like you can play into a spot but clear room for the Werewolf by Night is going to be really, really strong. You want to bounce that Werewolf by Night around as many times as possible. A 3/5 isn't super amazing. It's pretty average. It's on rate. You're pretty okay with a 3/5. So one bounce with Werewolf by Night is pretty good. But once you start getting 2 or 3 bounces with Werewolf by Night is where he really, really shines. And a couple of the other, so along that same line, a couple of other cards that are really, really nice to synergize with Werewolf by Night are Ghost Spider and Iron Fist. So Iron Fist, especially, you think about it, let's say you play Werewolf by Night mid, you play Iron Fist right, that pulls the Werewolf by Night over to the right. Then you play whatever card you're going to Iron Fist in the middle, that goes left, Werewolf by Night goes right. You're just moving Werewolf by Night all over your board, getting a ton of different synergies, a ton of different power, and it just creates a really, really powerful tempo card. you're paying 3 for Werewolf by Night, and you're ending up with 7, 9, sometimes 11 power. That's insane, and that's where I think the move deck can really kind of go to heights that it hasn't been able to go to keep up with other decks in the metagame. I know we've seen kind of like a hybrid move shell with Silk and Craven and Miles and all that. And that's all well and good. Don't get me wrong. Those are good cards. That's a good deck. I'm talking about a pure just straight up move deck. And that's what I wanted to sort of highlight today. This is my idea for a good move deck here in Marvel Snap. What I'm excited to try out. Uh, the cards probably aren't perfect. I did try and play into Werewolf by Night a little more than I probably needed to, but that's kind of how I like to start out with decks. I like to build a deck kind of like to one extreme. Say, okay, how powerful is this? Is this worth doing? And then from there, I can tailor it, tone it down if I need to, or lean more into it if I need to, whatever it may be. But this deck to me looks super exciting to play with. You've got Angela, Elsa, Craven as your sort of high power generators, Werewolf by Night as another one. You see, there's only one other card that we're trying to bounce around in Vulture. I did think it was important to have one of those just to synergize with the Strange, the Ghost Spider, and the Iron Fist. But, honestly, if you need to, you can just bounce around the, Spider-Man or whatever, or maybe your Craven's gotten big enough that by then that you can just move Craven to another lane to kind of avoid certain tech cards like Shadow King and at that point possibly Shang. This deck just is going to do a lot of cool stuff like very, very quickly. And I honestly, it's one of those things where I just wish Werewolf by Night was coming out this week as well, so I could try this deck out right now. I'm super excited to try it. Um, Let me know what your thoughts are on this deck. I think this is gonna be the month where move. I know everybody thought that month was gonna be the Phoenix Force month. Everyone thought it was gonna be the Ghost Spider month. We've gone through a couple different phases where we were like, oh yes, now finally move is gonna be good. And it really took the Spider-Man change to make even a hybrid move deck work. But I'm looking for the actual move style move deck going all the way to the next level. And I think this could be the month where we see like almost like a bounce style, like very high tempo move deck come into the Marvel Snap metagame. So tell me what your thoughts are below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the deck, what you think of the cards coming out in October, and I'll see you next time. That's all I got for you today. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.